a mother with dreams and visions, but through pain and tears of untold story. But God is in the midst of her.
Hi, my viewer. Once again, this is Wings and Beauty coming to you all the way from Chuck Guest House, located at Waroko next to Waiyakiwe. We bless the Lord. They have hosted the Wings for this another episode, and the Lord has been gracious. We have received most of your testimonies. We have received comments. We have received calls, and may the Lord do you well. These testimonies are just to unlock your destiny. You're there under your pillow thinking that God does not care. These testimonies have come to let you know that God cares so much about you. Another reason why me and you, we have lived to this time to tell of his goodness. Now, with me in the studio, I have one great woman. She's a mother. She's a great wing, and the Lord has surely helped. I want you to sit back, relax, and listen to this testimony. It's gonna change your life, gonna inspire you, and it's gonna make you wait there. Are you a university student? Are you in high school? Are you in primary school? I want to let you know that God watches over our steps. This lady, the Lord has watched her step. Until today, she's of age. I love her. The counsel and the wisdom. Listen and hear what she has to tell us. Karibu sana, ma'am. God bless you for coming.
Thank you.
Asante sana. Kindly, we would like to start with.
Okay.
Who are you? Where did you grow up? Where did you go to school? Something like that.
Okay. Hello to everyone. Thank you so much. I take this opportunity to greet all of you in the name of Jesus. My name is Winrose Moshiri. I'm a born-again Christian. I love Christ as my Lord and Savior. Anytime I am defining whom I am, I always like saying that I'm a work in progress.
Okay.
It has been a long journey going up. And I must say that I'm not yet there. I'm still learning.
Wow.
So anytime I think about to tell the people, I usually say I'm not a motivational speaker myself.
Awesome.
Because motivational speakers, I find like there are people who have achieved so much.
Yes.
But for me, I find myself, I haven't achieved that much.
Yes.
But I know I can talk about God, who has been in my life. I was born and grew up in Nyeri. I'm a teacher by profession.
Wow.
So that is where I started teaching.
Yes.
I've been teaching for the last 28 years now.
Wow.
Incidentally, it's only my first school where I taught a mixed school for 10 years. But all the other schools I've been teaching girls. So there I have a lot of...
I know that you taught Tomotomo girls.
Yes, I did.
Girls from Tomotomo, you're watching our mommy, our teacher, yeah? Awesome, yeah.
Yeah, I've been teaching. I've taught girls. And in the process, I know God has used me to shape up the lives of many students and many women out there.
Yeah.
So today, I must say that I'm a proud mom. Not so much because of maybe the kids that I've given birth to.
Yeah.
By the way, I only have one biological child, one boy.
Yes.
But if I talk about the many who call me mom,
yes,
there are so many.
Because definitely, if you have taught for 28 years, it means we are having girls that have gone through your hands,
yes,
that have homes.
Who are mothers.
Who are mothers.
Yes.
Wow.
So I'm also a grandmother.
You're also a grandmother.
To many others.
Awesome.
So I thank God for that.
Amen.
Yes.
Did you go to school still at Nyeri?
Yeah, I schooled in Nyeri. I was just a village girl.
Okay.
So I schooled in Nyeri. I went to high school still in Nyeri. But university, I wasn't in Nyeri. I was in Eldoret. And it's many years ago, in the 90s,
yes,
early 90s.
Yes.
And then after I completed my college, I went back to Nyeri. That is where I was teaching. And that is where I said my name is Winrose Moshiri.
Yes.
But Moshiri was not my first husband. I've been married twice.
Okay. Before we get there, this is mom. You have gone to university. I mean, you have gone to primary, you have gone to secondary, you have gone to the university. Were you loving God then? Were you brought up in a Christian foundation? Were you loving God then?
Okay, about a Christian foundation, really I wasn't brought up in what you can really call a Christian home, but I found God myself. From the
Wow.
time I was young girl, there was this yearning in my heart.
I wanted that part. Yes.
There was a yearning to know Christ. And when I was a Form 2 girl, I gave my life to Christ.
Are you telling us, Mommy, that even if you're not brought up in a Christian foundation or whatever morals, you can choose a path?
Yes, I did. I chose to love Christ.
Wow.
And actually, when I talk about my relationship with Christ, I always tell myself, it is not so much about me loving God, but God loving me.
Wow.
By the way, He's loved me. Because I think even when I was giving my life to Christ then, I wasn't, I was just a teenager. Like any other teenager, making decisions about life.
Yes.
But I made
And
this.
at a very crucial time that either you can choose to be rebellious, because 14,
Yeah.
14 is when you have started to know things. 14 is when you have become that hippie girl, you know. You made a choice.
Yes.
Like what the Bible says, I've given you life and death. Choose one.
Yes. Yeah. Let me tell you, interestingly, when I was getting born again, my friends had gotten born again before me.
Yes.
And I felt like, I didn't feel like I wanted to test God. But this one day, it was the 1st of July, I just decided I want to get born again.
Wow.
And I decided to get saved. And I always see God was more serious than me. I always find that He was more serious than I was.
Wow.
Because I wasn't sure of the decision I was making. But He took me seriously. He held me. And He held me and He hid me.
Mom Winrose, you have come from a family that the background was not so much Christian based. Eh?
Yes.
And you have siblings. How many brothers, sisters do you
I
have?
have 2 brothers and 3 sisters.
2 brothers, and now you're home. Were you thinking about how the report will be taken back home that you have given your life to Christ?
Yeah.
Were you thinking about it, Amma? Were you confronted with such an issue?
Yes, I was. But good enough, one of my elder sisters, in fact, the firstborn in our family,
Yes.
got born again ahead of me.
Okay.
So at least she was a foundation. She was a kind of a backbone for me.
Yes, yes.
She held me, and I mean, she was crazier than me.
Okay.
So when she gave her testimony, other people felt like she just followed her sister.
Yes.
So that's the way we grew up. And I must say that even my other siblings, after some time, I'm the youngest, by the way, among them.
Okay.
With the time, they also got to love God. My sisters, I think the 3 sisters I have are born again. My brothers are yet not born again. But at least it was a conducive environment.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Now, this is you, Mama. You have gone to school, you have cleared university, and you have gone to university. Now, loving God from 14, and secondary life, and university life. And now you're not either in Nairobi, you're not in Nyeri, because Nyeri we have a university at Dedan Kimathi. You have gone all the way to Eldoret. Were you facing temptations?
Temptations, yes. They are always there.
Yes.
But in my mind, I had made up my mind. I had made up, it was God or nothing else.
Wow.
Actually, the people who know me, and maybe some who can see me even today,
Yes.
they know that I didn't have a middle way about being born again or not
You are
born again.
no nonsense with Christ.
You know,
That is the way.
one of the reasons that had made me not to give my life earlier to Christ first
Yes.
is that I didn't like the way there were some Christians whom according to me were pretenders.
Yes.
And I remember God challenging me and telling me, get born again and become an example.
Wow.
So I decided no pretense. It's even today. I always say, even today, if I sin, it's not about that Christians sin.
Yes, it's about you.
It's me.
Wow.
If I am not living right, it's not that Christians don't live right. It's me. It's not about anybody else. It's not about my walk with anybody else. It's about my relationship with God. That's the way I take it.
No wonder I read somewhere, my mom, the disciplinary. When I learned that, I knew, wow, we are dealing with a woman who has made a stand. Now, Mommy, would you mind telling us how old you are?
I'm 53. I turned 53 last month.
Wow, that's great. Now, at 23, I mean, you have finished university, now you have a life, and you have entered the course of being a teacher, and a qualified teacher for that matter from the university, so definitely you're teaching high school.
Yes.
Now, you have started life. How will you meet the love of your life? We
Oh.
go now to that life.
Okay. I was in the university, we were with Kamau. Kamau was my first husband.
Okay.
So I had not known him so much, but after...
Even him, he was
we were in the same
Okay,
university.
okay.
So later, when we were out of college, he wasn't taking education like me. He was
Okay.
taking forestry.
Yeah.
But after college, things happened, and we found ourselves. He proposed marriage to me. He was a Christian. You think I'm a no-nonsense person?
Yes.
Kamau was.
My God.
He loved God with one heart.
Would it be wrong if I say that it was a holy matrimony?
Yes.
You walked down the aisle. So, Mama, it is very, very possible for girls who are listening to us and who are watching us to walk down the aisle, holy matrimony.
Yes, I can say it at the face of anybody and tell them it's possible to get married, to be a Christian from the time you are young.
Yes.
For God to lead you into marriage.
Yes.
You get married to one man, and that person. I must say that I didn't have a boyfriend when I was growing up. I mean, I didn't
Please.
leave home to go and...
Mama, repeat again. Check your camera. Repeat again. You didn't have a boyfriend.
I didn't try it out.
Now, why are people feeling like if they don't have a boyfriend, they are going to die?
That's a lie from hell.
You did have this beautiful, because Mama, if you're 58, if you're 53, when I look at you when you're 23,
Yes.
you are something.
Yes. And I didn't
You
have...
didn't have a boyfriend.
Oh, for sure.
Were you snooping them? Definitely, they could not come near you because you had a stand.
I told you, mine was either God or nothing else. Or either Christ or nothing else.
Jesus.
By the way, when people learned that I'm getting married to Kamau, they wanted to see who is this man who was brave enough to...
to approach this no-nonsense guy.
Yeah.
What?
Because there was no middle way. Actually, there was no middle way. Those were not, there were still some pretenders out there.
Yes.
But for me, I was completely sold out for Christ. And that one, I'll say it. Completely sold out.
When did
Christ.
you walk down the aisle?
That was, it's around...
How old were you, maybe?
I got married when I was 28.
28 years?
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, I had given my life to Christ when I was Form 2, I was 16, not 14.
Okay.
So I walked with Christ all those years. Then at 28, that is the time I got married.
Wow.
That was 5th August 1995.
That's when you got married?
Yes.
To the love of your life?
Yes.
Had you not come out, like now, Mama, you were a teacher and you're a good mama. Were you not fearing? Okay, I'm a pastor and I am young. I am in the middle 40s, so I know what I'm talking about. There is a statement that is, people are saying, how can you get a car that you don't know whether it has an engine? So were you not afraid? Now, this is a very innocent girl at the age 28. You got born again at 16. You have never known a man in your life. Were you afraid? What am I entering to? Who is this Kamau? Were you...
I think I was naively born again. I just loved God. I must say that.
Yes.
And again, I told you, Kamau was more serious on the things of God than even me, more than me.
Wow.
Honestly, he was. And therefore, we never thought we would try it out. Those are not days when you would try it out.
Were you going for dinners? Were you going out?
Okay, we wouldn't go for dinner because again, the church was they were a bit strict on some things.
Yes.
Again, I didn't want people to talk bad about my faith. So we never did a lot of...
So you were never seen in public most of the time?
I wouldn't say that we weren't seen in public.
Yes.
We would be in public, but we were very careful
But
about...
a brother?
Yeah, a brother in the Lord.
Hallelujah. Now, a time has come, you have walked down the aisle. This is with Kamau. Did you court? Did you stay for long in that?
No, we stayed for 2 years.
In the courtship.
in the courtship.
Yes. Now you got married.
Yeah, we got married.
Tell us about that.
That's now the story. Because having walked with Christ from my youth,
Yes.
from my childhood, so to speak,
Yes.
and having not gone into the world to taste a few other things that maybe other people had done,
Yes.
what happened to me in my marriage is really, it was something that I had not prepared for.
Yes.
Because I got married to Kamau, I told you, in August
Yes.
1995.
Yes.
We celebrated our first anniversary the following year. And 2 months later, 2 months, when we were expecting our firstborn, he leaves me, he goes for a kesha, and that's the last time I see him. On his way back home, by the way, he was the one who was preaching in that kesha. On his way back home, he got into an accident and he died.
On the
in
spot?
a road accident, yes, on the spot.
Mama, you have only been married for 14 months.
Yes.
To be precise.
Yes.
You're pregnant with our first child. And this man has died coming from serving God.
Yes.
This God that he has preached from the time you're in college. He died on the spot.
Yes,
He was never taken to the hospital like you can be
on
called.
the spot, pop.
What was it? Was it a head-on?
Yes, it was a head-on.
Jesus Christ.
And incidentally, I passed through the same spot like maybe 30 minutes after it had happened. The same spot, because we were meeting somewhere to go for a meeting.
Yes.
Somewhere. I passed through the same spot and I saw the accident. By the way, I even saw because there were two brothers, they died, the two brothers died. I saw the other brother that side of the road. Because I was in a pickup. These pickups, the
Yes.
Zanini. So that's where I was. So I saw
So
the
you are
brother,
going to meet with your husband on
Yes.
the other end. Okay.
so that we can go for a meeting somewhere.
Yes.
So I am passing through there. I see there is an accident that has taken place, and there is a dead person this side. So I remember telling the driver, God, the dead person is here. Then the driver told me, on the other side there is someone. There is also another one this other side. What he didn't know, that the one who was on that side was actually Kamau.
My God.
But God just shielded me. I didn't get to see him. Don't forget, I'm 7 months pregnant. Can you imagine how hard it would have been?
How will you be told?
How would I be told? I get to the stage. I see a brother. He was going with a nini. He was using. He was actually the one who was driving the Nissan of the brother who had died with my husband.
Okay.
So I found him at the stage, and I asked him. I just asked him, I've seen an accident this way a few minutes ago. So he's looking at me, he's so scared because he knows what I'm talking about.
My
I
God.
asked him, I saw an accident. Who has died? Then he looked at me. He's wondering how he's going to tell me about this. She told me, you've come. Nani amekuita? You know, he's
He's thinking you have come because you have known
Yeah.
something about the accident. Oh
but
my
it has
God.
just taken place like 30 minutes ago.
Oh my.
So the brother looks at me and is wondering, how did you
know?
How did you know? Why are you here? So when he realized I didn't know, he told me, the brother just told me, that accident, the one for our brother Darwa, and he's no more. When he told me like that, I sat down. I just sat on.
Yes, yes.
And I told him, tell me the truth. If Darwa has passed on.
And Darwa and your husband were friends.
Yes, they were together. So if Darwa has passed on.
Where is my husband?
I know you're hiding. I know he's also dead because he loved sitting on the front seat. So I just told him, if Darwa is dead, Kamau is also dead. So the brother told me, I don't know. He was really trying to see how he would break the news to me.
Yes.
Cut the long story short, I got to know about it.
When you're still there?
Yes. After maybe like 10 minutes later, I saw my pastor drive in. So we went to him to tell him there is an accident that had taken place. By the time I got to him, I broke down, I cried. He looked at me and asked him, what's wrong? So the brother tried to explain, an accident has taken place, our brother has died, so she's afraid that her husband has also died. That's the time now. So the pastor asked this brother, do you know whether he's dead? So the brother, he looked at the pastor.
How can you lie to your pastor?
Yeah, he did. He lied. He told him, I don't know.
What?
Yes. So my pastor told me, get into the vehicle, we go and find out. So this time I'm crying and I'm telling God, it cannot be. God, you are faithful. This is not the kind of God I am. I know. Only to get to the hospital, they go to check whether there are some people who are in the hospital. And then, in fact, at the gate of the hospital, we met with the policemen. And they saw a girl who was just crying, a pregnant lady who was crying. So they realized this must be the wife of one of the men.
Yeah.
So they decided they are not also going to break the news to the pastor. So I got to know it slowly by slowly. Then finally, when it hit me, it was tough.
Mama, this is the love of your life. You have never known any other life.
Yes.
Kamau has introduced you to the life of marriage. And you have been left pregnant, 7 months.
Yes.
This baby has no father. How will you cope with the loss?
The pain I felt, I wouldn't even wish it on the worst of my enemies.
My God.
Yes, because it was so crushing. It was painful. I was feeling like I wouldn't live one day. And I screamed and I cried. But I thank God because of His grace. Because He reached down to me. A few weeks before this day,
Yes.
it is the time I had wanted to present a song in the church.
Yes.
And the song was Forever with the Lord. And when we went to present it, I said, I want my husband to come and help me sing this song.
Yes.
Because anytime I sing it, I find him, he also hums along.
Okay.
So we sang the song together. So this time when I was just screaming and feeling so bad about this, the Spirit of the Lord dropped that in my heart and told me, I thought you were saying forever you'll be with the Lord. You'll be happy when you hear that is what has happened.
Yes.
And then I said, yes. I think I sobered up. God just told me, it's just that He has gone ahead of you. And then 1 Thessalonians chapter 4, we should not grieve like the people
world
who do not know the Lord.
Yes.
Imagine I woke up, cleaned my face, and went and sat down. I was in my pastor's house. I went and sat in the sitting room. People started coming in. When they would see me, I'm not mourning, I'm not crying, they would look like, what's wrong with her? She's not crying.
And now, remember those times there was something like what to sacrifice?
Yes.
Nini. But
Yeah.
now putting in mind that you have been this staunch Christian, will no such statements come your way?
Oh my, how can they not be said? They were said once and again and again. In fact, and it was not good because people kept on, at one time they said we had sinned when you were courting.
My God.
That is why he died.
And
then,
you know your faithfulness. Mom,
and then
you
I was
know your
asking
faithfulness.
God, yes, and then I was asking God, God, you must be very unfair. Because it takes two to sin.
Yes.
You can't take one and leave the other one. By the way, I was fighting like Kamau is better than me. He's better dead than me who is alive.
Yes.
And therefore, I was telling God, you must be unfair. If we sinned the two of us. How could you take him and then you leave me?
And now, you're not only leaving me alone. I am with a burden here. My God.
By the way, I always say, and I tell my son even today, if I was not carrying him, I actually would have died.
How old is your son right now?
He's 24.
Wow.
But actually, if I was not expecting that boy, I would have died also. Because I would feel a pain. I told you I felt a pain and I wouldn't wish it on my enemy.
Yes.
So there is a time grief would come over me and I would feel like I'm about to die. I'm just about to die.
Just
and then the
admit.
baby would move. And I would
Wow.
have feel I have a responsibility.
To take
Then
care of.
another part told me, why don't you just give birth to this baby and die?
Like when you're giving birth.
No, nizae
No.
mtoto.
Oh, mtoto akae we uende.
Mimi nikufe. You know, I had despaired of life.
My God.
I was feeling like there is no life after that.
Mama, you have sisters, you have brothers. Did people come to your aid? Putting in mind now, you are the youngest and your sisters are still in their marriage. Did they come to your rescue? And when they are coming to talk to you, how are you feeling?
First of all, my mother is the one who really felt my pain. Incidentally, they were good friends. with Kamau.
Yes.
So she felt my pain. By the way, she did what I could not do. When she was given the information, she fainted.
What?
Yes. You'll see me, I couldn't afford to faint.
So
I'm carrying a
somebody else-
baby.
Somebody else did it for you. God.
Anytime I think about the whole period, I always say God is faithful. Because imagine God took my pain and gave it to other people. God took my tears and gave it to other people. People would cry, I wouldn't cry. By the way, during the barrier, I was not even crying. I was seeing people crying, falling. I wasn't falling. Not because I wasn't feeling pain, but there is a way God had just shielded me from that pain.
Wow.
Yes. Because again, my husband was a pastor. He was a pastor.
Yes.
So the members were crying for
For
me.
their- yes.
Even as they cried for their pastor, they would look at me. You know, I was looking so, just a pitiable girl.
I'm saying, because this one, sweet girl, is we are talking about you're 30,
Yes, I was 29.
29. So you are this girl, so naive, so born again.
Yes.
And now you have been left here. Now, after the burial, everything has to go back to normal. Remember, you have a baby, you have a career. So will you go still to the same house? Why are you renting?
We were renting, but hey, that was now another tough thing.
I want you to let us know
went
that.
through a time that was very haunting. I would go into the house and I would see him everywhere.
My God.
We were renting and the house was terrible. In fact, I got this bad habit. I had to fight it with the time.
Yes.
Of sleeping on the seat because there are some two ladies who came to live with me.
Yes.
One was called Lydia, the other one was Eunice.
Yes.
They came to live with me.
Yes.
And I would always sleep on the seat until the morning hours, some bit to the morning so that I could go to bed. I couldn't go to
The
that
bed itself was very scary.
Yes, the bed was very, very scary. And after the 2 months, I had to shift house.
Wow.
Yes, I couldn't stay there.
Now, Mama, the baby has come.
Yeah, the baby came in January.
Is the baby going to look like Kamau?
Yes.
That's another memory, because I am looking at this thing haunting you left, right, and center. Now there is a pregnancy. The baby, unajua kama angetoka akifanana na wewe, kuna ile yenye haikukumbushi. Now the baby came looking like.
So that's the other story.
Guys.
When I give birth to John, John is like his father in every way. The only thing is that the father was darker than me, and John is slightly lighter.
Wow.
Because of my skin. I think
Yes,
he took
yes,
that.
yes.
But everything else is the dad. So women would come to see me and see the
I
baby.
wanted to go there.
And-
Natumia netwaragia wamama tunaongeanga. Unajua kuna ile unakuja kushika mtoto ukimwangalia hivi
They hold the boy and they say, Mungu umeturudishia Kamau. Mimi nasikia like I'm about to die. What is this they are comparing with whoever I lost?
Yes.
Because if God had given me a choice on who to take, I'm sorry, but I would have chosen, take the baby. You can always make another one.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. But you see, God in his wisdom chose the father. And that brings me now to another period of time I went through.
Yes.
After the first 3 weeks, I had not known there is something called postnatal blues,
Yes.
whereby people go through
Yes.
if you have had a difficult pregnancy.
Yes.
After 3 weeks, actually you can get postnatal blues that it borders madness, a kind of depression.
Yes, unakaa kama uko na the depression part
Yes.
of it. Yes.
So I didn't know. So I just find myself, I'm so depressed. And I cry the whole night until
My God.
morning.
My God.
So in the morning, God sends me, my pastor. He was actually going somewhere, but he passed through. He just came and asked me, what's wrong with you? You look like you did not sleep. He actually asked me, what did you dream about? Because it seems like
You're scared.
you look so depressed. I told
Yes.
him, I didn't even sleep because I didn't even dream because I didn't sleep. So he asked me, what was wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Can you please tell me what's wrong with you? And then I looked at him and I started crying. I just wept. He looked at me and then I told him, I want to move away from here. I want to go away. I want to go to another place and start my life all over. And he looked at me and I'm just ranting. So he looked at me and told me, you want to go to a place where there are no people? Okay, go. if there are places where there are no people, you want to run away from people?
Yes.
Then go to that wherever you want to go. That's the time now I broke down kabisa. And he realized this is serious.
Yes.
And he told me, let me pray for you. And he held my hands. Do you know that's all I needed?
Only prayers.
A human touch. Just first of all, a human
My
touch.
God.
Just another person to touch me.
Yes.
And pray, hold my hand and pray with me. Because everything fell into place.
Mama, this is a moment of grieving. Were you given counsel at any one time? Were you taken to a counselor? Were you? How did it go?
It happens in these years. People are taken through counseling. I wasn't counseled by anyone. Do you know? But I thank God. Let me just give credit to a group of students from the university. Was it Moi University?
Yes.
And I give credit to our chairman. Our chairman was in first year. It was called Brother Mogai.
Yes.
And together with some other people, and the brethren thought, and incidentally, the kesha my husband had gone to preach to
Yes.
was a focus kesha.
Okay.
The university students.
Yes.
So they were still feeling like I'm part of them, and they wanted to come to look for me. So there is this one day they decided to come and look for me.
Yes.
To come and see how I'm coping.
Yes.
It was actually, I think, 4 months after I had given birth to my baby, so they were coming to just see me. And I remember on their way to see me, they came with a sister called Veronica.
Yes.
I've never seen her. Actually, she had been widowed after 6 months of her marriage, after her marriage.
6 months?
6 months.
What?
Yes, called Veronica. She wasn't even from Moi herself. She was from KU.
Yes.
So they came with her.
At least she has had a past experience. Maybe she can help us.
She came to talk to me.
Oh, they carried
And
wisdom,
when
those
she came,
children. Yeah.
and she just told me, it happened to me. I looked at Veronica. She wasn't even left expectant. The husband is gone. She had stayed half the
year.
time.
Yes.
I had stayed with the husband. Do you know, it just suddenly hit me. And this is what has kept me even today. One, whatever happens to us is common to people.
To everyone.
Yes. You are not like a special case
Yes.
out there.
Yes.
I realized it has happened to me, it had happened to somebody else, and it will happen to others.
That's the reason why the Bible says whatever afflictions that have happened, not that they are not common to men.
Yes. I just realized, you know, before then, I was trying to even comfort myself with the Bible and ask myself about whether I know anybody who was widowed. And I would remember Hannah, but the Bible says he had stayed with the husband for 7 years.
Yes.
So I was trying to divide 7
Yes,
years,
7
with
years
my
with
time.
yours.
It was not making sense.
Yes.
But when Veronica came and she told me I had only stayed with my husband for 6 months, it suddenly made sense. And I realized I'm not the first one, neither am I going to be the last one. And today, I can tell you for sure, I wasn't the youngest widow. Today, I have known girls who've been left when after a week. There's somebody else I know this last year was left after 3 months. So I realized it was common. The devil,
It's only that it had not, just because it is not happening to you,
Yes.
it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist.
Yes. You know, the devil had wanted to isolate me.
Yes.
And that is what usually happens when you're in problems.
Yes.
You want to isolate us by telling us, God hates you, or rather, it has never happened to anybody else.
Yes.
Who are you? So you start saying, poor me, what did I do? Why me? All those kind of things.
Yes.
But I've known it is common. It happens.
Wow.
And even after this, you know, I always tell women, and I'll tell them there,
Yes.
that woman, if you sleep and you wake up and your husband is still alive, don't keep on looking at the other women out there, the widows, and you think that nobody applies and says, when I grow up,
Yes.
I want to be a widow. I mean, nobody does that. You can sleep with one, you wake up the following morning, you are
Without.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that is what this one helps us to actually challenges us to live faithful lives and lives full of humility.
Wow.
And you finish well. That's what I was saying.
Mama, it has happened. You have started to to move on. Putting in mind, at the age of 30, you're still young and active.
Yes.
Now, and you are a widow at 30. And putting in mind, the people, you still not stop going to church. You still continue loving God. You still continue serving God. What, did you at any one time face stigmatization of being a widow? Because let me tell you one thing. You are my age mate and you're my friend. So I'll come visit you with my husband. So were you getting some looks like, hey, kwa Winrose, wewe venye nimeona Winrose akikuangalia, did you, because you're still young and beautiful, did you face such a thing?
I did in every way. In fact, even from very unexpected quarters. One of the ladies who told her husband that she should not come to teach with me because I would possess her, I would possess the husband, was actually my closest friend. I didn't expect that from anybody.
My God.
I would have expected it from anybody else, but not her. I was saying, if the husband can be shared, she's one of the people who would have shared her husband with me. But she just told the husband, no, you can't go there to teach with her. And this was painful.
I wanted to ask you, how did you take it? Putting in mind, you are in a career whereby you interact with a lot. You interact with parents, you interact with, you interact with a lot, yeah? And again, now you have come to church. Putting in mind you are a girl who loved Christ. So you definitely will continue with kingdom service. So how did you take it? Did it pull you back from your career life? Did it pull you back from serving God? How did it come on you?
Incidentally, today when I look at it, in retrospect, I find like it wasn't me, but the grace of God carrying me along.
Yes.
Because incidentally, I became a pastor that time. I was entrusted with the church in my widowhood.
In your widowhood, you got coronated?
Yes, I became a pastor and I served for 10 years.
What?
As a pastor.
Encouraging others?
Yes.
Couples coming with their conflict. And
Yes.
you know, couples, we take conflicts to the pastor. So, akuna ile yenye, maybe you are solving somebody. Okay.
Maybe I should first of all tell you how I got out of my grief.
Yes.
Because I wasn't counseled by anyone.
Yes.
But the grace of God and the wisdom of God, I think God, that's why I told you that I don't think it's me who loves God so much.
It is Him who loves
But I
you.
think He loves me
Yes.
more than I do.
Yes.
Because again, God gave me wisdom. I told you I was widowed 96. When the 2000 started, and you know this time the boy is 3 years old.
Yes.
So people would come, look at the boy, we are growing, we are doing well. They would still want to pity me. And you know, being pitied is it's a position
It
you
is
can.
a subduing power, yeah.
It is a position you can take and get used to.
Yes.
And feel like, okay, they know my situation. But I just realized, like I told you, God just made me realize, I'm not the first one, I'm not going to be the last one. And therefore I told God, I'm snapping out of this grief. I am coming out of it.
Wow.
I told myself, God, I want to be an encouragement to somebody else out there. I'm coming out of this grief.
Wow.
The first thing I did, I hear this is what counselors do.
Yes.
But I had not known, I didn't learn it from anyone. I learned it from God. The first thing I did was to walk to Kamau's grave. I just went to his grave.
Okay.
And I talked to him.
Okay.
And I told him, sir, if I died and you lived, there is something I wouldn't have wanted for you. I wouldn't have wanted you to mourn me forever.
Yes.
So listen to me. That's what I'm going to do. I won't mourn you anymore. Thank you for the 1 year I lived with you, but I'm going to move on with my life.
My God.
Imagine I said something like that. You know, there is a Kikuyu song that says, "Gorekia ke hateri nitaguo daruku."
Yes.
Literally, I removed mourning clothes. And I told myself, I won't mourn anymore.
Wow.
So I didn't realize, but that is the turning point. My life just turned.
The weight was lifted.
Yes.
Yes.
I stopped crying, I stopped mourning, and I told myself, I'm moving on. And maybe that's the time I now made the decision that God, if God give me a chance, God giving me another opportunity, I'll also remarry.
Awesome. We come there. This is Mama. You have walked. It was not easy. It was not easy. I'll not tell you it was easy, because me, I've been married for the last, I'm heading to 19 years. And every time that thought comes in, that's the reason why hakuna mwenye anaandikanga. When I read, anytime that thought comes into me, nasikianga mpaka if there is anything I fear, is that.
Yes.
You know, and you have said we are not the first one, we are not going to be the last one, but it's something that I always tell the devil, you cannot even try to bring it. I don't know how, but ni kitu iko na uoga now. Mama, you're here, and you have removed the gown of mourning, and you have said, God, I want you to. How did you come again to get married?
It did happen like almost immediately.
Yes.
Because I remarried when I was going to 40. That is 10 years after my widowhood.
After 10 years.
I got widowed.
Yes. So these 10 years, you're just making Winrose, you're just
Yes.
making her, you're becoming strong, you're serving God. Nothing is showing you otherwise. What brought you that thought of settling again for marriage?
I told you I was a pastor.
Yes.
That time I pursued my diploma in theology.
Yes.
I pursued my degree still in theology.
Before you continue, would you like to tell a widow there that even if it has happened, don't cover your head?
Yes.
There is still an opportunity for you to, please, can you speak it out? Because there are widows, after ikifika hapo, anajishat, mpaka dressing, mpaka kuendelea na maisha. You went to school after that. Wow.
Yes, yes. There is a fact that dawned on me, and maybe I would want it to be heard by widows.
Yes.
Something made me discover this, that even if I lived forever as a widow,
Yes.
people would still talk about me in
Wow.
their own ways.
Yes.
There is a scripture I love found in the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 6 and I think verse 8.
Yes.
Towards the end.
Yes.
It says, genuine yet regarded as impostors.
Uh-huh.
You can be very genuine in
Yes.
your faith,
Yes.
but people look at you like you are pretending.
There must be somebody who is going to come up with that notion.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So don't try and cover yourself and try to keep a kind of a level to some things, because some people will still talk. They will still say whatever they want to say.
Wow.
And by the way, if they wore your shoes for one day, they would know how painful they are. So I decided I am not going to sit and mourn. That's one thing. I also
Yes.
decided something, that I do not want to wish that I realize there are some women who are widowed when they are left at a shop somewhere,
Yes.
behind a shop somewhere. They have 10 children. They don't have a job like I had, but they still make it.
Yes.
So I realized I didn't have an excuse. I also realized Kamau did not leave anybody and to take care of me. By the way, nobody owed me anything. Not even his brothers. They didn't owe me at like they have to come to see what I'm doing. I realized I didn't have to feel like I'm so entitled to
Yes.
anybody.
Yes.
Nobody was entitled. Nobody had my responsibility of taking care of me. I had to do it myself.
But during these 10 years, how was the relationship with the in-laws?
By the way, it was very good.
Okay.
I had a good relationship. I was living with my sisters. My sister-in-laws, they came to live with me. They were younger, so I was helping them. We were helping one another.
Wow.
I would visit my mother. By the way, I still visit her even today.
Wow.
My mother-in-law, my first mother-in-law, I always do.
Wow.
I visited her last month. Do you know what I always tell myself?
Yes.
And when I go to see her?
Yes.
I always tell myself that if I'm the one who died, because in a marriage, any of us,
Yes.
any of the spouse can die.
Yeah.
I always I tell myself, if I died and Kamau lived, I would have wanted to believe that he would have, at one time, he remembers. Nilikuwa nimetoa bibi this side.
Yes.
Wacha niende nione kama huyo mama.
Bado yuko.
Yeah. That's
Wow.
the way I do it.
So you go visit.
Yes. I
Wow.
go to visit my mother up
Wow.
to now.
Wow.
And I ask her, do you pray for me? She tells me, I always pray for you.
Wow.
By the way, my phone is full of the photos I take of her.
Now, when you decided to settle again, did you feel obliged to go and tell her now you want to move on?
Yes, I did.
That kind of a respect.
Incidentally,
Yes.
my father-in-law, who was very close to me, had passed on the previous year.
Okay.
And he loved me so much. So he had told them, this lady ni wa hapa mimi. I should belong there. I didn't have a home there. You know, after we
You
were
had
not living there.
Okay.
So I didn't, but he had told them, I'm part of the family.
Yes.
So I think that is the one now that brought conflict. When I went to them and I told them I want to remarry, they looked at me and they said, but Papa said you belong here. I told them no. I belong to Kamau.
Yeah.
And he's gone.
Yes.
And he had been gone for the last 10 years. I need to move on with my life.
Wow.
So it wasn't very good. But that is a story maybe I wouldn't really want to talk
It's
about.
okay. It's okay.
And it wasn't very
But
good.
you did the respectable
Yes.
thing, as in you felt you honored, you have to honor them, you have
Yes.
to tell them, I have to move on.
Yes.
And now you moved on with their blessings, regardless of how some of them
Yes.
took it.
Yeah, because
Wow.
that is why I still go even today.
Wow. And now the son is still theirs, you know.
Yes,
the
wow.
son is still theirs.
Eh.
Now, you have come and you have decided you want to settle. And now, how will you go about it?
When I decided to resettle, you know, Pastor, this time as a believer, you have to make a decision to honor God,
Okay.
in spite of who says whatever they want to say.
That's
Whatever.
powerful.
You
Yes.
must honor God.
Yes.
I'll say this. That time when I was about to get married,
Yes.
there were two options. You know, I'm 40, almost 40, and I can decide to live at somebody's mpago wakado somewhere.
Yes.
With a man.
Yes.
Because I'm still active, I'm
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
I mean,
And you're beautiful.
yes.
Yeah.
So I can still live with somebody. Or I decide, no, this is not my life. And I want to go this way. And that is the decision I made. I told God, no, I can't get married to somebody as a second wife, a third wife, or anything. I want you to give me a man who is either a widower
Okay.
or a person who just wants a wife.
I wanted to go there. That was your prayer. Did God answer your prayer? Were you given a widower? Were you given a divorcee? Were you given a man who was like 45, who had not married at all?
Maybe a divorcee was not even one of the options I would
Yes.
have chosen.
Yes.
Because I told you I wanted to honor God.
Wow.
And I was brought up PEFA. And PEFA is very strict on some of these things.
Yes.
So I didn't want to...
Entangle yourself at any one particular time.
Yes.
Yes.
And I asked God to give me a man who loved him.
Okay.
So he gave me my husband. My husband is called Reverend Moshiri. I'm still married to him. I have his ring. Reverend Moshiri, he was a widower. He had 3 children from a previous marriage. And he started our life.
Wow.
Yes.
The wife had died.
Yes.
Like how long a time?
I think that was the second year after her death.
It was the second year. So when you came in handy, and the children had a gap of a mother. Now you have come, you have your boy.
Yes.
And now remember, this boy had not seen the father, so you have blended them together. How was it, briefly?
I think it was like the challenges of branded families.
Yes.
There is those challenges people go through.
Yes.
Because there was a firstborn this side, there is a firstborn this side, come together.
Now
and
you don't know who is going to
you
be
don't know who is
firstborn,
the
kidogo, firstborn,
and who is
mkubwa.
the second.
Yes.
Then there are families. I always make fun today that I have one of the privileged ladies because I have so many mothers.
Yes.
I have my mother, the one who gave birth to me.
The mother-in-law.
The mother-in-law of
Yes.
my first husband.
Yes.
The mother-in-law of my husband. And the mother of the lady, the mother to these children.
Yes. The mother to, yes.
Yes. It wasn't easy.
Wow.
I can tell you, Pastor,
It takes
wasn't
courage.
easy.
It takes somebody who is mature enough. It takes somebody who is ready to take conflict, because definitely there must be conflict of interest. The children may see like you're coming to take the place of their
Yes.
mother. And again, I want to ask you this. Now that your husband was dead, and there is that bond, even if it was for 14 months, when you are with this man, were you feeling anything like your mind is being taken back to Kamau? Ama God anayeresingi that episode. You know, you have been there, I've not been there. So kuna hiyo cassette, kuna hiyo CD yenye uko nayo ya Mr. Kamau. When you enter now to Reverend's life, is there that attempt of comparing them? Like, this one is not doing like Kamau. How did you handle that? Because it's a mixture of the action.
Okay. I think that might not have been one of the challenges I went through myself.
Yes.
Because of the period I'd lived with Kamau was very short.
Yes.
And also I had stayed for 10 years. So there was very little of Kamau to compare with.
Okay.
But my challenge was this. Now, the challenge I went through
Yes.
is not the attachment.
Yes.
My challenge was very different because mine was, by the way, I had grown up without a dad.
Okay.
My mother had been not widowed, had been separated.
Okay.
With my dad.
Yes.
So Kamau was actually the one and only man who came into my life and
bridge the gap.
Yes.
Yes.
So after he came into my life, suddenly he's taken away. There is a part of me that recoiled in me. A part of me that was saying, nobody will ever do this to me. I'll never love somebody to this kind of a level.
Yes.
So I think that has been
I wanted to ask that
the
because
challenge.
there is that concept whereby you feel like you loved Kamau so much now. It's like you are withdrawing that love again, bringing it to another person. Yani unasikia ni kama niko na limitations.
Yes.
At any one time, did you get yourself with those limitations?
Yes.
Like you can not go
the,
beyond.
Yes, that's the challenge. And then the other challenge was, you've been widowed for so long, you've managed your life, you've known how to do things.
Yes,
you are
paid
used
rent.
to going and nobody comes.
Nobody is asking you, ulikuwa
umetoka
wapi?
wapi?
Yes.
And suddenly now there is someone else
There is an authority.
who is asking you all those questions. But I think the bottom line is that one must learn to fear God.
Wow.
And again, I started by telling you, I'm a work in progress.
Yes.
So when you're a work in progress, God always, there is a place whereby David was saying, he teaches my fingers to fight.
Yes.
So
Psalms
when you get into,
144.
and when you
And
get
my
into
hands
another
to
one,
war.
yeah,
Yes.
when you get into another one,
Yes.
the Lord teaches you now to fight that one.
Yes.
So I must say that is the way it has been, and I'm learning even today.
Mama, right now you're a mother of blended children. How do you relate with all of them? Like, kuna ile tendency yenye unapata, you love your own more than the others. Have you ever experienced such a challenge?
I think in my mind when I came into the marriage, I took them up.
You were prepared.
Yeah, I was prepared.
Wow.
But honestly, you know, when it comes to a child who has been, I don't know what, have you ever tried to bring up a child who is not even your own?
Yes.
Even a sister's child? There is always that tendency to feel if the parent was here, they would behave in a different
way.
Yeah, so I know that. In fact, at one time, my son asked me, Mom, why are you always so
Harsh on me.
You are harsher on me
Yes.
than all the others.
Yes.
So it's that I could not tell him because siwezi nikakurushia anybody else.
Yes, you are my own.
Yeah, you are.
Wewe hata kikombe naweza chukua na nikugonge nayo.
Yeah, you can do that to your child.
Now,
but these are the ones you have to be very.
Wow.
And that is the challenge that anybody who can be honest enough.
Yes.
Out there will tell you. Anybody who is bringing up other people's children, they will tell you that.
How do you handle it in that perspective? Now that they have become big, but they have to report back to you as their mom. How do you handle it?
I must say,
Maybe we are helping a woman there who maybe entered into such a marriage. Hajui atafanya namna gani, anaona watoto wamekuwa vichwa ngumu. What?
I've told you that sometimes I find it's God who gives me wisdom.
Yes.
Because the wisdom that God gave me was wisdom of allowing my children to be close to their father. I didn't try to get...
You never came and took over?
No. So they would always talk to the dad. In case of anything, I was okay. And I didn't feel insecure that you're talking to your dad. No. So because of that, and I'll tell a woman out there, don't feel so insecure. I always say it, even today, when you are hitting a fly, you don't take a gun so that you can kill a fly.
Yes.
You know, my husband has daughters.
Yes.
Those daughters cannot be his wives.
That's true. They cannot take your place.
Yes.
Yes.
They are daughters.
Yes.
I'm the wife. Why should I be having a problem with any of them?
Wow.
Honestly, why
That is
should
wisdom.
I? Why should I?
That is because I get some people come into the place, they shield the father, wasichana wakipiga simu, anataka kujua waliongea nini. So now you get like, by the end of the day, this woman is creating a bridge, and breaking that bridge, everybody will hate you in that family. Like, you're coming to take over our daddy. Yes.
Yeah, see, that is the wisdom that God gave me. That I'm not trying to say that mine is a perfect one.
Yes.
But we all have our own challenges. But
Yes.
I'm saying,
Yes.
don't try to build things that are not there. This truth be told.
Wow.
Honestly, let me tell you, Pastor.
Yes.
This is the truth. If, for example, we had a case whereby my husband was told to say either save the children or save me.
Yes.
You think he would go to saving me when the children are there? The children are his blood. By the way,
Yes.
that is the way things are. So you know, don't fight. Keep on fighting some battles that definitely you lose.
You will. Now, Mama, there is a part of your story that we cannot leave around the next 10 minutes. I believe Daddy is outside the country. There's a time that you were supposed to go and meet Daddy. And now you had a visa for America.
Yes.
And you took a flight. Tell us about it.
Incidentally, today I can laugh about it. But then it was not a laughing matter.
Yes.
Because this was my dream.
Yes.
I'd always seen myself getting into a plane and flying out of the country.
Yes.
And I did it.
Yes.
It was like 3 years ago.
You were supposed like to go and join him or
Yes.
something, or
I was
do a
actually
function.
going to join him.
Yes.
I was only going to visit him.
Yes.
For about 2 months, and then I come back.
Yes.
But I don't know. When I left Kenya, I went to the airport. My children bid me kwaheri, mom, take care, greet dad, and I'm so set to go.
Yeah.
I took some selfies on
At the airport.
Yes. Got to the plane. I also took a few there.
Yeah.
And then I was traveling via the Ethiopian airline.
Yes.
Only to get to Ethiopia, and there is a changeover where you get into the other one. And the passports must be checked.
Yes.
And on the line, the person looks at me. When they check my passport, they look at me and they tell me, "Is this your passport?" "Yes." "You can't proceed, just sit there." So I sat there wondering what's wrong. So everybody goes, and I'm wondering, are these people going to allow me to get to the plane? Only for I think, I don't know whether it's a manager or somebody who comes and he held my hand and told me, "Madam, you have been denied entry by Washington.
What?
You can't go on."
Why? I mean, Ethiopia was just a stopover. The clearing country was Kenya. And Kenya, you see now, the devil had really pursued this destiny. From taking Kamau, you will not enjoy. Now Daddy has come. Daddy has gone to America. You're supposed to enjoy. Go and join. You will not enjoy.
Yes.
My God.
It was tough. It was tough. By the way, I shook literally. And I asked him those questions. Why? What? And I realized, Ethiopians are not very good in English.
Yes.
So you're talking English, they're talking some other language, they are looking at you. And I spent a whole night at the airport, whole night and a whole day. Because I came the following day, I arrived in Kenya at around 6. And you've not changed clothes. I was not even dressed in a way. My clothes have gone ahead of me to wherever.
The luggage.
I have nothing.
Who is going to receive your luggage?
That was the least of my concern. I only have a handbag. Yes. They have taken away my passport. By the way, I'm being treated like a criminal that time.
And you're pursuing the love of your life.
Yes.
Now, one love of your life is Kamau, sleeping in the grave.
Yes.
Now, this is love of your life in America.
And
now you are going to meet with him. Now you have been denied access.
Yes.
Devil is a bastard. Now you've come back to Kenya. Your son and your family had been, they are going to see ghosts.
Hey.
How will they come back for you in the airport? How will you?
You are talking about my family. My family was okay. The problem was my students. It was in between the exam, a KCSE.
Yes.
And that morning I had prayed for them and I had bid them kwaheri. And they had cried. Everybody had cried. "You're going away, oh mommy, you're going away." And suddenly they hear I am back.
They see you back in school.
How do you even try to explain to them you are back? Yeah? I stayed for 3 days in the house without coming out. And for the first time, I missed church. I didn't go to church.
Because they know you're in America.
Not even when my son came back home, he told me, Mom, I've prayed for you. Usiaguke. Tafadhali, Mama, usiaguke, because you're the one who pray for me. Don't backslide. You know? And you know, at that time I'm singing the song, A Thousand, no, what is this? It's gone. But I'm singing, I thought by this time you would have come.
Yes.
But it's still raining, and there is that song that goes like that.
Yes.
So I didn't understand God.
Did you try, now you have come back to Kenya, did you try again to pursue?
Yes, I tried again last year.
You are denied.
I went to the embassy, they told me, no, you cannot go. And this time I said, good, America is not even heaven. I will
You
go.
are
By
okay.
the way, let Americans know, I'll go.
Amen.
Yes.
I stamp it from these wings.
I will
You
go.
will go.
Yes,
You
but
will.
maybe that was not God's time. By the way, God told me, when I went to ask him after 10 days, I took time to pray, and God told me, I'm the one who stopped you.
Wow.
Yes, I stopped you going that then. So I know when he says yes, I will go.
We bless the Lord. Mama, you are a professional teacher. I want you to give a parting shot. The Lord has graced you so much with the ministry of girls in your hands. And we have seen girl child. They are really going through challenges. Some of them, their parents are not honest with them. Some of them are endangering themselves with funny things that are not right. I want you just to give a parting shot of how would you like to see when you're 100 years, when you are 96 years, how would you prefer the girl child?
The other day, God gave me something about, okay, I must say it has always been there.
Yes.
But maybe of late, it has really hit me.
Yes.
About, I keep on talking about the girl child.
Yes.
And personally, I'm a chaperone of the, I champion girls' things. By the way, I've written 5 books on women.
Yes.
My first book is called Broken Mended Woman.
Yes.
My second book is called Women of Valor. My third book is called, Disgrace. It was supposed to be Disgraced Women, but I called it My Humbling Mirror. My fourth book is called Prayer Models. And my fifth book is, and I'm entitled to. So those are my books.
Can they be found online?
Yes.
Okay.
They can be found online.
Yes.
You can email me, winrosekamau@gmail.com. And I have always thought about women.
Yes.
But I've realized something.
Yes.
When I am thinking about women so much, there is something that we neglect, the boy child.
Yes.
And I realized when the devil wants to attack a generation,
Yes.
he doesn't attack women.
That's true.
He attacks men. Because men are the carrier of seed.
That's true.
And because they're the carrier of seed, if they attack the man, you see, a man can make many women pregnant within a period of 9 months.
Yes.
But a woman can only carry a
Once
seed.
within 9 months.
Yes. But the men are the ones who carry this. So when we are so much talking about the girl child, we should also think about our boys, our men. And my dear, I am not a feminist myself.
Yes.
And I always tell women, we need our men.
That's true.
And there is nowhere the Bible does not talk about a woman loving her husband. It
Yes.
talks about a woman honoring
Yes.
the man
And the man
man
loving.
loving. So I'll tell my girls out there, even as much as I want you to be brave, I want you to rise up, I want to,
Yes.
we also need to encourage our men, our brothers. We need to know that by running them down, we are not making ourselves better. We are actually destroying ourselves and our posterity. So I'll say to women, when I'm 96, when I am, as long as God give me breath,
Yes.
I want to see a generation where men are wearing what they're supposed to wear and studying on the right place.
being honored.
And yes, and being honored. That's the only way our girls will be able to stand. But if we destroy our men, definitely we also destroy ourselves.
Wow.
Yes.
Nothing much from a teacher. She has been that docket for the longest time possible. Right now, she is working with a school in Irimuru. She's a deputy teacher, and I'm telling you, this girl is blessed. She carries the wisdom of Jehovah. And I want you there, you don't know what to do with your life. You have a girl child who has become very, very stubborn in your life. There is a mentorship in Mama. Mama, would you like to share your number? Maybe somebody would like to reach you. Or
Yeah.
do I share the church number, they reach you?
Yes, you share the church number.
Yes.
And then they can get to me, or they can email me.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have said, which is your email address?
winrosekamau@gmail.com.
Winrose Kamau zimeshikana.
Yes.
Winrose Kamau at
Yeah.
gmail.com. You're there, you have a girl who has become very stubborn. I've known this lady. I have known the people that she has tailored to become very great in this country. And so you have a girl there. She would be ready to nurture us.
Yes.
Until next Saturday, God bless you and keep you well. Remember, the Lord is watching over his own. This lady has been helped. You shall be helped. God bless you.
She's a woman, life giver, a mother with dreams and visions, but through pain and tears of untold story. But God is in the midst of her. She's courageous, so strong. God has helped her through. She's a woman, she's a woman.